But just as we get to the final question here, so that you can go have a Google of Jenna Jameson footage. Uh, you worked, of course, TNA for a long time. You maybe rubbed shoulders with like Dixie Carter. At the minute, AEW, my favorite, your favorite, is run by Tony Khan or Khan or whatever the fuck his name is. Or as I seen somebody write on YouTube the other day, Tony can't draw a million viewers. But the question I've got to say is he seems to be making a lot of the same mistakes that Dixie Carter made. And so, who, in your opinion, is the.
Like, give me an example.
She focused too much on ex-WWE names.
She didn't. You gotta understand, Dixie maybe hired wrestlers and stuff like that, but she wasn't like in the day to day, you know.
So, so who do you think is the better boss, Dixie Carter or Tony Khan?
I got along with Dixie. I always got along with Dixie, and I always try to give her honest, fair advice if we ever had discussions, you know. Because we'd be in the booking meetings sometimes, like it'd be like she'd be complaining about stuff the dirt sheets wrote, the torch, right? And she'd be like wondering what to do. I said, I go talk to them. I'd be like, talk to them. I go if they're printing a false version of the story, go get you. At least you need to get. That's the only thing. You know, the only way to get your story out is on these dirt sheets these days. These guys kind of have a monopoly on the flow of information for the wrestling business. So I said, just talk to them. Give him your version. Give him the version of the story, because she'd be upset when there'd be fake stories written about us. You know, but I don't have any idea what I don't have no clue what Tony Khan does. Never spoken with them. And this is the thing, is like I told everybody when AEW started, anybody that listens, right? And if you can go back on things I've talked about, and I think even you will agree that there's not been anybody in the business that can plant his flag and be bright more than I have. Okay, I told everybody when AEW started, because they have guys in positions they've never been in before, they would have some probably growing pains, and they would probably be making some rookie mistakes. And I said, but they would probably figure out everything and sort things out, right? So the one thing they've gotten better at, that I've seen and that they've improved, okay, is they're implementing, at least in some of the angles, good episodic storytelling. Like if two guys are in an angle, every week we add and add and add to the elements of the angle, and the characters react based on what happened the week before, what would you do this week, and stuff. So they're doing that good, right? They've also had problems, like production-wise, like they'll have vignettes airing during the split screen on commercial breaks, and you can't hear what the guys are saying in the vignettes. It's like that's a mistake. They're doing good things. They're making errors, but they're doing certain things good. Which what you'll see is, so like I think like after 6 months, they're showing promise. I will give them credit. I was like, obviously there's certain philosophical things they do on their show that I would just vehemently disagree with, but they've kind of like put guys. They've kind of like taken their roster now and centralized it into the guys that they know that they can put and put good TV on each week. So I mean, I'll give them credit for that. I'm not gonna, the one thing you can't really say about me is that my criticism is always fair. Because I call it like I see it. I'm not going to call. There's no one thing you're never going to get from me. If there's something I like, I'm not going to lie and act like it wasn't any good. I'll tell you what I see, what's good. So.
But Tony Khan does seem to be spending a lot of money. Like, and I get you have to spend money to make it, but it's like these are big fucking.
Bro, this is the thing. Anybody want to criticize for that? You have no idea what what the books look like. Everybody going, oh, they're spending too. Nobody has any idea what their financials look like. Until you get some financial numbers back, everything, and criticizing them for making mistakes financially. How do you know if you haven't seen the books?
Well, I know someone that has.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Who?
Brad Shepard.
He's seen their books.